It's Native American summer in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Meadowlands. The forecast clear and sunny. Now, the most exciting play in football these days seems to be the coin toss. Here was ours this afternoon.
Oh, wow, it's in the air. Heads he calls. Tails it is. New York just won the toss. You want to receive. You want to defend that goal?
No controversy there.
You know what I used to do? I used to wait till it got 2 inches from the ground and then say, heads.
Go really try to quick them with it.
Yeah, try to quick them with it.
Well, no heads, tails calls here today. The Jets win the toss. They will receive. John Casey set to kick it deep to Leon Johnson and Aaron Glenn. We are underway in East Rutherford. Leon Johnson. Johnson up to the 30-yard line. A 22-yard return. New York Jets offense 5th in the NFL, led by a resurgent Vinny Testaverde at quarterback, 7-1 as a starter this season with New York. Up front, Jumbo Elliott, Todd Berger, Kevin Mawai, Matt O'Dwyer, and Jason Fabini, the rookie. The backs for New York, Curtis Martin and Keith Byers. The receivers, Keyshawn Johnson and Wayne Krebet. The tight end is Kyle Brady.
That looks like Ryan Sutter, the rookie. They just picked him up this week.
Actually pulled him up from the practice squad, and they've had injuries. Unbelievable have the Panthers in the defensive backfield. He was scheduled to play some nickelback today.
Poor guy, go down on your first kickoff. You're all excited about your first play and then get blasted and have to be helped off the field.
The Jets will start in good field position, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
There he is right there. He just looked like he missed that tackle.
Got his
pulled a little something
his
there.
arm torn off. Carolina blitzes on the first play. This is Krebet. A 5-yard pickup from Vinny Testaverde. Let's look at this Carolina defense. 28th in the NFL. 29th in pass defense. Sean Gilbert, Les Miller, and Jason Peter, the men up front. The linebackers, a very active group. Veterans Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green on the outside. Barrow and Brady in the middle. Lofton and Davis are the corners. Alexander and Richardson are the safeties. They're looking for more plays out of that safety position. 2nd down and 5. Keith Byers split down to the left. And this will be Curtis Martin. Martin close to a 1st down up near the 40-yard line before Jeff Brady can lasso it.
It's funny talking to Bill Parcells this week. He said, I'm not sure how this team is going to play. You know, we have some youth. We have some questionable areas as far as talent is concerned. If we can win today, that will put us over the top. And I think this team will do well. But if we don't, we're going to be in that back and forth seesaw struggle. And like we talked about in the open, right? You know, they play well against the good teams with the good record, but it's the teams like Carolina that have tripped them up.
Part of the maturation process of a young football team as Byers goes in motion on 1st and 10. Testaverde setting up the screen. Martin stays alive, breaks a tackle, he's across midfield. Curtis Martin,
wow,
breaks another tackle,
wow,
all the way down to the 37-yard line. A 23-yard gain before Jeff Brady can chase him down again.
Curtis Martin is trying to put that play on an NFL Films highlight reel, and he's going to do it. And what Curtis Martin has brought to this team is a consistent run game. Now, this is nothing but an extended handoff, just a screen. And that's something the Jets have been running very well lately. But Curtis Martin takes a lot of pressure off of the things that Vinny Testaverde has to do. And so when it's time to pass, everything's opened up. I mean, that's just great field awareness, vision, and hustle down the field by Martin.
New York Jets start their first drive, moving the football. Brady goes in motion. They'll run the counter to Martin. Martin slashes through the middle, dragging Carolina defenders up for another 1st down, a gain of 11.
A great earhole shot rate by Kyle Brady coming across on the trap. Unbelievable. I mean, these are the kind of plays. Watch right here. Watch Brady 88. Bam, he's going to find Brady. Brady on Brady, a little Brady Bunch action there. I mean, you look at this offensive line, and one thing you notice is that they run on the perimeters. You saw O'Dwyer, he was out there pulling. They get a lot of speed outside, and they get great blocks like that.
5th play of the drive for the Jets, 1st down and 10. Testaverde on the draw to Martin. Curtis Martin up near the 20-yard line. Les Miller, the nose guard, along with Sean Gilbert, combined tackle.
Hey, a good match today. Jason Fabini, the rookie, going to work outside on the linebacker, Kevin Green. And Bill Parcells said, I'm not sure what this kid is going to do, but I know one thing, he's smart. He won't make the same mistake twice. And I'll tell you what, Ray, he's a big guy. I mean, he goes 6'7", about 312. And that time he got a hold of Kevin Green and basically nullified it.
Is that before dinner or after?
I don't think it matters.
Well, I'm sure it fluctuates. 2nd and 4. The toss to Martin. Cuts back. Sean Gilbert gets him. It is close to a first down again for the Jets. Sean Gilbert played his best football last week, according to Coach Dom Capers.
Yeah, and that's going to be another good matchup. Actually, a matchup that Bill Parcells said he was worried about. Working on Todd Berger on the other side there for the Jets. Sean Gilbert has had a rough start here with Carolina. I mean, taking a year off last year, came in, hasn't played real well, been under a lot of criticism. They need better play out of him.
Just short of the first down, 3rd and 1. Curtis Martin gets that first down up the middle.
First thing you notice is the Jets are coming out in a lot of different formations. You saw off the bat here, they've had different adjustments, a lot of motions. And that's one of the things that they've been able to do that have really confused defenses. And it spreads the defense out, and it makes one thing easier, and you know what that's running the football.
7-play, 55 yards so far on this opening drive of the ball game. Carolina has been a fast starting team 3 out of the last 4 weeks. This week the Jets are the fast starters. They'll run the counter again. Curtis Martin. He'll get stopped. Greg Lloyd got him in the backfield. He avoided Lloyd, and Jason Peter gets him down.
Now there's a name that you haven't heard from in a long time. And Greg Lloyd right here, he's fighting back off that knee injury he had. And he's had his moments, but that's the kind of action that they need out of him. You know, he's taking the place of Lamar Lathan, who went down earlier in the season. And they've got to get better play out of their linebackers. The linebackers in Dom Capers' defense, any Dom Capers' defense, even when he's up at Pittsburgh, has been the key thing.
Greg Lloyd, a 5-time Pro Bowler. 2nd and 13. Keyshawn Johnson goes across the set in motion. Testaverde to throw. Over the middle to Johnson. He can't hang on to it. Mike Barrow and Brent Alexander on the coverage.
You notice the Jets will put Keyshawn Johnson inside a lot, and he's been able to come down with those balls and be effective. In fact, last week Johnson was known for lobbying in the huddle about calling his number and calling his play.
You wrote a book about that, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Just give him the ball one way or another.
He's been getting it so far this season. 3rd down and 13. Big 3rd down play for the New York Jets. 3 wides in for Testaverde. Johnson and Byers in the backfield. This will be Leon Johnson. Johnson with a seam up the middle, but he won't get the first down. Stopped it at the 12.
Yeah, I think Bill Parcells played that one safe. He had the drive, wanted to get the points. And you remember, maybe he didn't. I can see he's looking there. There might have been a mix-up in the call.
Went to the chart and said, hey, look, this is what it's supposed to be.
But you know what? Last week against the Oilers, they went down the field twice early and only came away with 3 points. That bothered him. He said, if we go down the field, we got to make sure that we get points.
John Hall will come on to attempt the 30-yard field goal. Whoa. The kick is up, and it is good. Sneaks inside the left upright, and the Jets draw first blood. They lead Carolina 3-0.
By Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
You know, we thought that Bill Parcells was a little conservative on that last play. Here's what happened when Vinny Testaverde went to the sideline after that play. He was screaming, and he checks his wrist on the play call. I think that they called the wrong play, Ray.
Yeah, and I think
or somebody, or he got the wrong number in his ear or something.
Very upset about it, but nonetheless, the Jets get a field goal from John Hall, and Hall kicks way into the end zone. Michael Bates will not take it out. And we'll take it out for a break. We'll be back. Carolina football in just a moment. Carolina Panthers, their first crack at the football, but it hasn't been good for the Panthers when the opponent scores first. 9 times in a row they have lost in that situation. Steve Berline takes him out 1st and 10 from the 20. Fred Lane and William Floyd in the backfield. Floyd goes in motion. Berline will throw. Oh, he won't. He'll get sacked. Jason Ferguson gets him down.
You look at the Jets on tape, and their front four hasn't been able to get to the passer. Well, that all changed today. 72, there's Ferguson there. He's just working inside on Garcia and just beats him right back to the quarterback. Excuse me, that's Corbin Lucina. And Corbin Lucina is stepping in, playing now after being out for a couple weeks with a knee injury.
Anthony Pleasant also had a piece of the leg of Steve Berline. The Bengals will run Fred Lane up to the 18-yard line. Carolina offense is ranked 21st in the NFL, 30th in rushing, but their quarterback Steve Berline had an outstanding week, 21 of 23 at one point in that ball game. Up front, the 7th different starting alignment for the Panthers: Campbell, Garcia, Stoltenberg, Lucina, and Norberto Davids-Garrido. The backs are Fred Lane and William Floyd. The receivers, Muhsin Muhammad and Raheem Ismail. The tight end, two-time Pro Bowler Wesley Walls. And Walls has become a big part of this offense of late.
The Jets are laid up on the field. See, they're screwed up down there.
3rd and 12. Berline. He's got a wide open Rocket. Rocket Ismail. And it's a foot race, and Frost will force him out of bounds at the 19-yard line, but there is a flag on the play near the line of scrimmage.
It's on Carolina. No, it's not. I think it's going against the Jets. Wow. Wow. The Jets were late lining up.
Illegal use to the face, number 72. Defense. Penalty is declined.
Jason
First
Ferguson.
down.
Illegal hand to the face.
Watch, he's right over the nose here.
Like
well, you know, Ray, both men had it in the face. They can call that any play. But they had a man, the Jets had a cornerback coming in the field late, Henderson, and by the time he got lined up, the play was off. I mean, that is just poor execution on the sideline. That's a mental error. But not knowing you got to be on the field and where you got to be.
A 61-yard hookup, the second longest play of the year for Carolina. Fred Lane following Floyd on the outside. He'll pick up 2 before he is ran out of bounds by Victor Green.
Those are the kind of big plays I said. And here's Henderson right here working on Ismail. Now, he got lined up there, and he jumps outside. There's his mistake. He took the outside fake and jumped out, but he wasn't mentally ready to play the down. And it all started there. Whatever went on, he came on late. And then when he came on, Aaron Glenn had to point to him where to line up. He just wasn't prepared to play the down. They got stung for it.
Costly mistake by the Jets secondary. 2nd down and 7. Berline on the boot. He's got Walls. Walls stumbles up to the 11-yard line. Mo Lewis on the tackle.
Steve Berline has really been a stopgap for this team after that whole Kerry Collins debacle. You know, thank goodness for them. They had a guy who was a veteran, who's been in big games, who's played on the experienced teams and can salvage the year for you. And he's made some good throws, some good decisions, but he seems to always have that one bad throw a game, and that's what he was talking about the other day, like he had last week that almost cost him.
The interception thrown to Roman Pfeiffer late in the win over the Rams. 3rd down and 2. Anthony Johnson in the backfield. Carrier goes in motion. This will be Johnson on the toss. And Johnson gets first down yardage brought down by Corwin Brown.
A nice job of pulling on the outside there. Matt Campbell lined up at that left tackle position.
The Jets defense coming in ranked 4th in the NFL. Up front, Anthony Pleasant, Ernie Logan, Jason Ferguson, and Rick Lyle. The linebackers, veterans, Brian Cox, Pepper Johnson, and Mo Lewis. In the secondary, corners are Smith and Glenn. The safeties, Jerome Henderson and Victor Green. First goal from the 8 for the Panthers. Berline, quick snaps. Throws it, he's got his tight end, Walls. Walls down to the 5-yard line before Mo Lewis throws him down.
The Jets knew they had to stop one guy on this offense first, and that was Walls. Wesley Walls has enough speed to get up the field, but then he works horizontally. And this is what I mean by horizontally. He can work out to the flats. And you know, at a guy who's 6'5" and goes about 250, he's a lot quicker and a lot faster and a lot more elusive than people think. Can't sell him short.
Steve Berline says he always knows where Wesley Walls is. 2nd and goal from the 5. Lane in the backfield. Broughton in motion. The slant. Muhsin Muhammad, is he in? They're going to say no, just shy of the goal line.
Boy, Otis Smith had to tightrope that goal line because all he has to do is get that ball to cross the plane, and it's 6. That was a good play by him to keep him out of there. They're just throwing a quick slant, and you see the ball there. It's hard to tell from that angle whether or not he touched it. I think that's just a good play by Smith to keep him out.
3rd and goal from inside the 1. The Panthers bring in an extra offensive lineman, Rob Bollinger, at tight end on the left side. And they'll run to that left side, and Fred Lane will go into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Nice lead block on the left. You see Fred Lane cheering it up a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Well, it all goes back to the mental error on the substitution and the big play. And that's what we talked about in the open. They have to be able to sting this team early on the perimeters to make it happen. Nice pull block there, Garcia. That was the difference there. Good blocking the other side, but Garcia can get out, get enough of a push, and it made it look real easy for Fred Lane.
Fred Lane's 4th touchdown of the year. John Casey adds the extra point, and Carolina takes the lead 7-3 over the New York Jets with 3:39 left in the first quarter.
He's not in a position to make a whole lot of changes there. That was just the result of that big play earlier.
John Casey kicks it deep. Leon Johnson and Aaron Glenn. This will be Johnson.
Whoa.
Johnson to the sideline. Cuts back, hops a man, and gets up to the 39-yard line. 34-yard return for Leon Johnson.
Hey, Johnson's loving life. He's about to go to the Pro Bowl just on those 2 returns.
Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up but never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By Canon, so advanced it's simple. By Selsun Blue Shampoo to help your dandruff from sending the wrong signal. And by Chevy S10, like a rock.
Sellout crowd giving you the J-E-T-S cheer as the Jets take over 1st and 10 from the 40. Keith Byers split out to the left. Martin in the backfield. Testaverde will throw. Grabett. He hits Grabett. Grabett can't hang on to it. Dropped over the middle. Let's go to Los Angeles and JB for an NFL Green Break.
And Ron, Tampa Bay trying to keep its playoff hopes alive. A little swing pass coming up from Trent Dilfer to Mike Allstott, the fullback, looking like Bentley with this hard hit. Boom. Yes, indeed, like a warthog, as Terry said, rooting his way in the end zone for the touchdown. And Allstott's family rooting for him in the stands. Ray and Ron, did you guys know that warthogs root? I had no idea.
You learn something new every day, JB. And did he mean you by the linebacker that got drove into the end zone that play?
He had me with the football, but that's what warthogs do best. They root. 2nd and 10. Jets trying to root one out as the blitz comes. Martin splits it up to the right side. 1 man to beat. It's a foot race to the end zone. Curtis Martin cuts back 10, 5, touchdown New York, no flags. '60-yard run from Curtis Martin.
Curtis Martin went through an adjustment when he came here from New England. Started off kind of rough. A lot of people were wondering what was going on with him. But as we talked to Bill Parcells, he said he's getting more and more comfortable. Watch the blocking here. You see on the outside there, Brady got another nice block. And this is just all Curtis Martin here. You know, people don't think that he's got great speed. But he's got good game speed, and he can run away from you if you're not taking the right angle. And he can break tackles, and he showed that on that play.
John Hall attack on the extra point, and he does. The longest run of the year for Curtis Martin. Had a 31-yard touchdown last week. He goes 60, and the Jets go up 10-7.
Fabini right here, the right tackle. Watch the block he gets here. He's going to loop outside and seal out Brady. Okay, look at that seam. And then back in the back, I don't know if you saw that, Ray, Corbett locks up Kevin Green. Watch this. This is Wayne Corbett at 5'9", 5'10". And I don't know what Kevin Green is thinking about, but he did it picture perfect. He turned his shoulders and sealed him off.
Grabbed him by the elbows and slow danced him. Curtis Martin, 1,012 yards on the season. Becoming just the 6th running back to do that in his first 4 years in the NFL. Hall to Bates in the end zone. And Bates with the speed as a flag comes out. Bates will take it up to the 36-yard line. 40-yard return for Michael Bates. But our referee, Tom White, will tell you if it'll stand. And it won't.
Holding, number 40, during the return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Here is Curtis Martin. It's pretty good company he's in there, and he is over 1,000 yards, 1,012 on the year.
Yeah, and as he goes, this offense is going to go. You think about it. Vinny Testaverde has had to do very little today, and they're up by 10 right now. And that's what you want. Excuse me, up by 3.
Up 10-7 as Berline takes him out. The penalty puts him back inside the 10. Berline looking for Walls, and he's got him. Walls up to the 16 before he is cut down by Smith. Pepper Johnson also in on the stop.
The dilemma for Carolina facing this defense was, what are they going to play? Yeah, the Jets have shown a lot of 34 look, meaning 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, because they feel that the strength of their defense is the speed of the linebackers, running to the football, and just their overall aggressiveness. And in fact, right now, it looks like they're in that 34.
They are.
You can see the 4 linebackers and 3 defensive linemen.
2nd and 4. Berline hands it to Lane. Lane finds nothing in the middle. Mo Lewis throws him back to the 15.
And when you've got 4 linebackers in the game with only 3 defensive linemen, those backers got to smell these gaps and get up in there when it's run time. I mean, you got to be hungry for the ball and want some of it. And that guy right there, Pepper Johnson, you know where he's coming from. He wants some of it. Anybody that would put pepper on their cereal, you know, he's got to be a bad dude.
At the age of 2, no less, that's when Pepper Johnson earned his nickname. And not only did he put it on the cereal, he did it again. He liked it. Big 3rd down and 2. Berline on play action. Chased around and he'll be sacked again. The 2nd sack of the day. Anthony Pleasant finishes him off.
Just a change-up. Once again, we're talking about the defense. Jets showed some 34, some 43 early. Now they're in the 34. He doesn't have any place to go with the football. This is a coverage sack. You got too many white shirts standing around. And Otis Smith working on Muhsin Muhammad. There's nothing there. Wall sat down inside. He had nothing. Rocket Ismail on the outside working against Glenn. He had to eat it.
Pleasant, 1.5 sacks on the day as Ken Walter will punt for the first time. Leon Johnson makes a dangerous stab at it. The ball is out.
Jets got it back.
Jets got it.
Boy, Carolina coaches are going to be livid over that one. They had a chance to recover it, but somebody tried to pick it up instead of just jumping on the ball. And that's Brad Seeley, the special teams coach.
And I can't believe Leon Johnson didn't fair catch that football. He's a gambler.
You know, he feels Wheeler in his face, but he tries. He figures after the good kickoff returns, things are going good for him.
Leon Johnson got it back. I'll tell you, when you fumble it, you scramble to get the football back.
Yeah, but right here, the Panthers have a chance to just fall on the ball. That's Dwight Stone. They're 80. He could have just fell on the ball. You know, and that would have been another huge break for the Panthers right there. And then 4 of them, 4 Panthers actually come by and miss the ball.
That's what happens when you're a 2-9 football team. You don't get the loose ones. So the New York Jets dodge one, and they take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 2 drives, 2 scores for New York.
Well, look at this formation. There's Keyshawn and Corbett in tight.
And Brady goes in motion, and they'll run it that way with Curtis Martin. Martin looks for the cutback, and it's not there. Jeff Brady is a gain of 1. Tuesday night, don't miss the hunting trip that makes Bobby a man on an all-new King of the Hill. A man. Then Baywatch's Donna DeErico guest stars on Holding the Baby. It's a new night followed by an all-new Guinness. The fun starts at 8, 7 Central on Fox Tuesday.
What was that last guy doing there? A little straw action going on there.
I couldn't even tell you. Fact,
maybe it's best you don't.
Yeah, because I think I did tell you at one point, and we won't go with that. 2nd down and 8. Byers goes in motion. Testaverde sets up the screen. It's batted down. Kevin Green.
You saw there Carolina went to a nickel package. They figure that if the Jets are going to spread out like that, they have to find a way to match up better. And Gilbert, 3 tackles already. I mean, he is stepping up today. I don't know if this ball was tipped or just Testaverde tried to pull it back.
I think he wanted it back. Didn't have it on a string. It went down to the ground incomplete. Testaverde has missed on his last 3 passes. He's in 3rd and 8. This will be the last play of the first half, maybe. First quarter, excuse me, and it goes nowhere. Leon Johnson knocked down, and the Jets will have to punt.
Yeah, that was a very lackadaisical series for the Jets. I mean, from the first play to that, to Vinny's take back to that play right there. You know, those are the kind of plays that can get you in trouble, the kind of series that can get you in trouble.
John Kidd on to punt, but he'll have to wait because that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The New York Jets 10, Carolina Panthers 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages. John Kidd comes on. Kidd, the 3rd punter for Bill Parcells this season. Back to receive Winslow Oliver, averaging 10.6 yards per return. Kidd bangs this one, sending Oliver all the way back to his 10-yard line. And Oliver will bring it back up to the 21, an 11-yard return after a 52-yard punt, but there is a flag on the play. It will be holding on the Carolina Panthers, their 2nd special team penalty. It'll back them up again.
Holding, number 82, receiving team, during the kick. That penalty will be enforced from the spot where they gained possession. First down, timeout.
Michael Bates with the penalty. Panthers will take over on their 5-yard line when we return.
Better. And by Citizen. Today more than ever, Citizen is how the world tells time.
Beautiful day for a stroll or a ride through Central Park. Right now, the Panthers will have to stroll from their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, they'll try to stroll about 95. This poor field position. You can see there they've had trouble with the field position coming into this game, and it hasn't gotten any better.
Burline to throw from his own end zone. The pressure's on. He's hit, and it's incomplete.
Cascadden.
Chad Cascadden with the pressure.
Yeah, and that's part of that mix of different linebackers. Not only will they toggle between the 43 and 34 defense, but then they'll bring in a whole new slew of backers. I mean, he works on the outside, and it looked like somebody tripped up Garcia as he tried to work out to him. Watch Garcia here try to pick him up. See, he got tripped on right at the bottom there by Campbell, moving over to block his man.
2nd and 10 from the 5. Lane and Floyd in the backfield. This will be Fred Lane. No going up the middle. Brian Cox will wrestle one down with Victor Green and Jason Ferguson.
Well, how about Brian Cox? I mean, here's a guy that in the offseason went back down to Florida and for all intents and purposes had resigned to resign. He said it was retirement. I was done with the game. Runs into Bill Parcells at the racetrack because he got some horses there, and they start talking about playing some more football. Before you know it, Brian Cox is back in uniform.
And playing maybe his best football of his career. Panthers 3 of 4 on 3rd. It's 3rd and 8. Anthony Johnson stopped short. Otis Smith got him down, and the Panthers will have to punt. The Jets should end up with good field position.
They'll end up with great field position. The Jets brought both inside linebackers. You saw Mo Lewis standing there, and it was a pretty good play by Ernie Logan. Just managed to get out and trip up Anthony Johnson.
Ken Walter, averaging 40 yards a punt, will hit it to Leon Johnson. His first punt of the year, or of the day, was 40, but he's a hang time guy, and we'll take a look at that. 4.0 is a nice hang time, and this is better than nice. Johnson from the 40.
And that's exactly
46.
And that's exactly what it's about right there. The hang time allows your coverage to get down and prevent what would have been very good field position for the Jets.
Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Now, last week against Minnesota, Brett Favre dislocated his thumb, but here's how tough Brett Favre is. Comes back in and throws a little touchdown pass.
We might have to have him on the Hardcore Football show, Fox Sports Day. He's a hardcore guy.
That he is. Check it out next, except for those of you in the New York area. Game 2 of our Fox doubleheader. The Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers in other regional action. Byers splits out on 2nd and 5. Curtis Martin sweeps to the left. Sean Gilbert nails him for a loss. 4th tackle of the day for Gilbert. Greg Lloyd in that pile as well.
Yeah, Lloyd, you got to give him the credit for that one because he cuts down the corner and forces everything to Gilbert. Now, Gilbert's right there, but Lloyd's going to come off the corner here, right there. I mean, there is just nothing happening over there, and that's the kind of play from Sean Gilbert that this team desperately needs. They've had so many injuries on defense that they're just playing vanilla back there. Nobody has been doing anything, making any football plays. That was a football play.
3rd and 9. The Jets 1 of 3 in third down conversions on the day. Testaverde to throw. Looking down the middle for Keyshawn. Johnson has it, and the flag is out as well. What a grab by Keyshawn in traffic.
It was a great grab, and I tell you, Vinny Testaverde puts the ball right on the money. I mean, he's got to drop it over the linebacker. You're going to see Kenyon Tatum, number 50, trailing behind Johnson, and he drops it right over him in between the safety. Look at this. I mean, that ball has got to come right there.
Wow.
And Damian Richardson is there to make the play. I mean, his angle was bad.
Pass
He's got to make it.
interference. Number 46, defense. The penalties decline. They'll take the completion. First down.
Brent Alexander with the pass interference. Didn't matter.
Yeah, he gets called for pass interference, strangely, away from the play. He wasn't even involved in that play.
Jets on the move. 1st and 10 from the 24. Brady across in motion. He'll lead it up for Curtis Martin. Martin will get 5 on first down. Let's go to JV out in Los Angeles for a game break.
Ray and Ron, take a look at this trick play developing for Chicago. Look at the right side of the D, open there. Moran, shuffle pass to Ryan Wetnight. That tied it at 7. Wetnight recovered a muff kickoff. That led to another Chicago touchdown. Bears on top of the Bucks, 14-7. Back to Ray and Ron.
JV, it's a good night for Wetnight.
I want to know, did JB tell us straight that last game break? Well, he's trying to take our job.
Yeah, he's working it, isn't he?
The more you can do, JB, I hear you.
2nd and 5. Testaverde throws it out to his tight end, Brady. Nowhere to go. Damian Richardson right there with the tackle.
Good play by Richardson. Richardson stepping in for the injured Mike Minter. Mike Minter, actually the second guy on this team that has a staph infection, and one of the reasons they're out. Corbin Lasina just came back today suffering from one. But what they miss without Mike Minter in there is a guy who can come down and cover man-to-man and a real big playmaker. Mike Minter probably would have made a play on Keyshawn Johnson. But that's a nice play by Richardson there, stopping that.
Carolina giving new meaning to staff problems. 3rd and 3. They'll toss it out to Curtis Martin. Tries to stretch it out, but it's not going to be there. Big hit coming up from Jeff Brady.
Jeff Brady finds a way to scrape through the traffic and make a play. And there's a lot of bodies running around over there. And you notice from the Jets, they have their center, Kevin Maui. He takes off. He likes to get on the perimeter. Most centers, Ray, as you know, aren't fast enough to do that. But he didn't block anybody, so he looked good running out there.
It's one of the few times Maui hasn't blocked somebody. By all accounts, having an outstanding Pro Bowl type of year. John Hall on to kick a 37-yard field goal to pad the Jets' lead. And he does. The Jets capitalize on the field position. They take a 13-7 lead over Carolina. At the age of 91, a legend in football circles, and particularly loved here in New York. As a tribute today, the sticker on the back of the helmet. And they had a problem with that last week.
Yeah,
they were going to wear it in Tennessee, and they disappeared.
Yeah, they got stolen down there, so they had to postpone it for a week. And I think it's good to start it off at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, working on Keyshawn there.
Keyshawn had the big play, a 28-yard reception that set up the 37-yard Hall field goal. Hall hits it to Michael Bates. Bates up to the 21. A late flag comes in. Bates brought it back 23 yards.
I think you're seeing more flags on special teams plays these days. And I think that has to do with free agency and a lot of people changing hands. And you don't have that kind of continuity. I mean, you're basically, special teams coaches are basically just throwing guys out there and say, hey, run down on kickoff or block on kickoff. And not really having a feel of who they are and what they can do.
There is no holding on the play. Number 82 made the tackle. We will pick up the flag. First down.
Did he say 82 made the tackle?
82 returned the football. I don't know.
That's talent.
What Tom White is our official, our referee, is talking about. But 82 is Michael Bates. There is no 82 for the New York Jets. Active.
Somehow Blake Spence, who's not playing, managed to hold somebody on that play.
Ghosted him. Nonetheless, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 21 for the Carolina Panthers. Tim Biakabatuka checks into the ball game. Berline looking for the rocket, throws it away, incomplete.
Yeah, he throws that away because of the play by Otis Smith at that corner. Otis Smith, they ran the slant route, and Muhsin Muhammad was trying to get open. He throws that ball, he's going to get knocked out or it's going to get intercepted. That's a good veteran move by Berline to keep that ball down. Look at him take away the inside. Grabs a little cloth, but by the time he clears, it's too late. He's got to move on.
It's not holding unless they call it, I suppose. 2nd and 10. Biakabatuka, his first carry. There's another flag as Biakabatuka picks up a couple of yards off the left side, brought down by Cascadden and Henderson.
They're going to get William Floyd on holding.
Preliminary call is holding.
You can tell by the look of Williams.
Yeah,
you know that look. I've had that look. What? Even if you did it, you still got to give that look because the coaches will know that, hey, maybe he didn't hold.
Holding. Number 40. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Deny.
Check it out.
Cascadden right there. He's going to come around the line of scrimmage, and now it's just man on man.
Go, come on.
It's a nice
And
form
it's
tackle.
a nice block, but you can see there that he's got that 3. Once they see that 3 stretch into a 9, you're caught.
2nd and 20. The Jets switch into that 4-3 defense. Berline throwing a slant. Incomplete. Looking for Ishmael. Aaron Glenn with the defense.
The corners are jumping the slants today. That play is not going to work. You know, both times now we've seen the corners play outside, and look at the quarterback. Look at Aaron Glenn. He's looking right at the quarterback. He checks Rocket, and as soon as he sees him inside, then he knows what the play is.
Setting them up for the slant and go.
I was going to say, now a good defensive
goes.
coordinator, looking at Bill Belichick there, giving a rather strange sign. He should come to Glenn on the sidelines, any other corner, and say, watch the slant and go next series.
3rd and 20. Steve Berline 0 for his last 3 passes. Cascadden chases him into the end zone. Berline stays alive and just throws it out of bounds. Incomplete, 4th down.
He's just got no place to throw the football. I mean, the protection holds up with the exception of one side. But this is the 7th time that Berline has had no place to go with the football. Look at here. Lock up, lock up, lock up. It's green on green across the board, and they still got 2 guys deep. I mean, that's just great coverage.
Ken Walter will punt again from his own end zone. The Jets are again looking at good field position. Leon Johnson at his own 47 to receive the high hanging kick. And he'll fair catch this one at the 47. Excellent hang time from Ken Walter, a 42-yard punt. And the Jets will have a good look at it when we come back. Last 3 drives for the Jets. The payoff, touchdown, punt, and field goal. The Jets have been in the red zone inside the 20 of Carolina twice today. Penetrated to the 13 and the 16 and just came up with field goals. They'll start in good field position again. 1st and 10 from the 47. 3 wide receivers in the game. Testaverde looking for Trebek. And he's got him up near the 1st down yardage. A pickup of 11, but there is a flag down on this play.
The Panthers are all mixed up. We saw Eric Davis at the last minute try to run across the formation.
Illegal procedure against the New York Jets.
Tell you, those exotic formations can get you in trouble sometimes. You know, they can mess up the other team, but
Illegal
sometimes they
formation.
get you.
Number 69, offense, lined up on the end of the line of scrimmage. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
You got Jason Fabini that he wasn't covered down.
He wasn't covered down, and you know that's what happens when you got to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage there, and someone there's Fabini right there.
He's got to have a guy outside of him.
He's got to have a guy outside of him. They're talking about Brady moving up toward the line of scrimmage.
1st and 15. Testaverde will throw again. Outside the same play to Trebek. It works once, do it again. Trebek inside the Panther territory.
Going back to that last call, you have to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. And you can see now Fabini's here. That looks like Keyshawn Johnson down there. When Brady comes on up to the line of scrimmage, he's got to either be on or off depending on what that receiver at the bottom does. Didn't look like anybody was on the line of scrimmage. One of those 2 guys has to be up on the line of scrimmage to get 7 men up.
Dedrick Ward checks in as the third wide receiver. Curtis Martin in the backfield, 2nd and 5. Testaverde to Crevette again. Big cushion out there, and Crevette takes it up for a first down. Lenny McGill pushes him out of bounds.
You know, people have to start taking Wayne Crevette a lot more serious. And what I mean by that is corners consistently want to play him off and figure they'll bait the quarterback into throwing. Look at this cushion, into throwing the out route and go get it. And that's Lenny McGill. You got to play tighter than that. And then the other mistake people make is trying to put a linebacker out there or even a strong safety in Crevette. You got to put a corner on him because he will shake your linebacker, he'll shake your strong safety. The guy is very deceptive. Reminds me of a guy we played with named Steve Tasker. A lot faster, a lot stronger than people think.
1st and 10, the reverse to Keyshawn. Johnson sprinting towards the end zone, and he'll go in. Touchdown, New York. 35-yard run from Keyshawn Johnson. And a great block by Matt O'Dwyer, pulling on the outside to open it up for Johnson.
And it looked like Dedrick Ward down the field also had a nice block. But that's a great play call, I think.
First rush of the year for Keyshawn Johnson was a big one, a touchdown.
And I think that goes back to having the variation in the formation. You line Keyshawn Johnson up all over the field, line him up short that time, closer to the quarterback, and then he can put the defense in the mix. Nobody's quite sure what's going to happen. It looks like the Jets are going for 2.
And they are. Bill Parcells would like to have a 14-point cushion as it's 19-7 right now. They'll spread it out to the right. First attempt for 2 this year for the Jets. Testaverde rolls to the strength of the set, throws it over the middle, and it's picked off by McGill.
Wow.
Well, they're going to say it's incomplete. Good defensive stop for Carolina. The Jets lead 19-7.
It looked like Carolina was confused lining up initially, but once the play started, they were on the people they had to be on. Nice play by Lenny McGill.
Go back to the touchdown.
There's Lenny McGill right there. Now this is going back to the reverse. Look at the block out there by Mawai. And then another one on the outside. And that's when I'm talking about Dedrick Ward. He's blocking his guy all the way down the field. Once again, the advantage of having the ability to put your receivers in every location on the field. I don't think the Panthers knew what was coming, and I don't think they matched up well with it. Lofton really didn't want any of that. Crevette coming over there getting a hit. Like I said, though, Dedrick down the field. Dedrick Ward getting a good block.
You know about that nightmare of a corner having a 305-pound center coming around in the corner.
You better show him some plastic and get low. That's all I got to say. Keyshawn Johnson has really become that impact guy that they've so desperately needed around here for a long time. And, you know, he's been involved in all the controversy, you know, with writing the book and whether or not he had the attitude, but he is starting to play.
9th touchdown of the year for Johnson, his first in his career rushing, and John Hall puts it through the end zone. It was almost worth 3. John Hall has a strong leg, never a doubt about that. Led the NFL in touchbacks last season.
And Bill Parcells said, I got to put some heat on him. I want to know if he can kick in inclement conditions, like windy conditions, cold weather. He said, so we might get a windy day, and he'll have to kick in it. Well, but he didn't get it today.
No, it's beautiful today. You could be in a dome and not have it any better. Carolina comes out looking to answer, down 19-7, 1st and 10 from the 20. They'll toss it outside to Biaka Batuka. He goes nowhere. Dwayne Gordon and Chad Cascadden light him up in the backfield. Tonight, after the World's Funniest and The Simpsons on Fox, Marion Ross is the grandma you love to hate on that all-new 70s show. Plus, does Mulder have a secret life? You can find out the answer to that on an all-new X-Files. It all starts tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox. 2nd and 15. Burline brought down by Anthony Pleasant. 2.5 sacks on the day for Pleasant.
The Panthers thought they would get a lot of backer stunning because their backs have had trouble picking it up. Ryan Cox comes inside. They come in a crossfire stunt, and it slams it right in the face. There's Cox. He's going to show right on the right side. And then there's Pleasant. if your backs can't step in and pick up the extra backers coming, you're going to have a hard time being successful.
3rd and 23 from their own 7. Go the Panthers. They'll play it safe. Anthony Johnson, and he's wrapped up by Corwin Brown. And once again, for the 3rd consecutive series, Carolina has to punt from deep in their own territory.
And Gil Hassel, the offensive coordinator, just wanted to play it safe, concede, and get the ball out of that part of the field. Bill Belichick, he thought the heat could be put on in this part of the field. He sensed it, and you could see he came with the blitzes, and they were effective.
Ken Walter will try to punt it away again. Leon Johnson back to receive at his own 41. And the clock is on, and they almost got to it. Ferguson was close. Actually, that's Booth. Dorian Booth close to it.
A lot of people were close on that one.
The 41-yard punt from Ken Walter, and the Jets will once again have good field position. Watch this rush.
Now he knows, Walter knows here in this part of the field, he's got to get that ball up quickly. And Cascadden's there, Booth is there. I'm surprised they didn't get it. You know, you get to a point where you don't want to get the roughing the kicker or running into the kicker. You're afraid of that, but at some point, I mean, it's 19-7. You got to go ahead and try to get that ball down.
Carolina offense today, first drive was nice. Since then, it's been downhill. A huge slide. 1st and 10 for Testaverde. He'll hand it to Martin. Martin out of the right side, stiff arming his way up into Carolina territory at the 48.
Curtis Martin introduces Lofton to the stiff arm. And he's used that well.
It's not always a pleasant introduction.
No, it's not. You know, the thing the Jets are doing is that they're positioning themselves well. You know, you don't have to knock guys down. You just got to know where you got to be and get angles, and that goes back to being smart and playing smart football. Oh, look at Carolina's rushing yards.
Not too many.
Visible.
2nd and 3. It'll be Martin again trying the middle. He'll be short of the first down. Brady and company on the stop, along with the nose guard, Les Miller.
I think the Jets getting into that 2 tight end mode, starting to think a little more smash mouth. You're up. It's comfortable now. You're on the other side of the 50. And Bill Parcells knows that he's had trouble going down the field and getting the 6. So he wants to make sure he holds on the ball, run the clock, and then just play smash mouth.
99 yards on the day for Curtis Martin. 3rd down and 1.
See the safety cheating up.
Martin looks to go over 100. And he's going to get 100. He's right there at the first down marker.
See, those are the things that Martin does that I don't think he gets enough credit for. I think his vision's a little bit better than people think. I think he's a little bit quicker than you think. He gets the first down there, but did you see the way he kind of danced and jumped around at the last minute? You know, those are hard things. The good backs only do those type of things.
3 straight 100-yard games. His 7th 100-yard game of the year. That ties Freeman McNeil for a Jets record.
3 max.
7 out of the last 9, in fact, for Martin over 100 yards. They'll spread it out on 1st and 10. The blitz comes. Testaverde on the play action. He's got Trebet wide open with Mawai in front of him. First down again for the Jets.
Mawai is amazing. Here's your center at about 3:05. He doesn't look like it, but he's going to get out and then get a block. And this is just a screen on the outside, but he's always out there, and then when your guys get out there, they have to get a piece of the man. You see he got a little cheap shot there in the end.
No.
No, those old linemen don't do any of that.
They would never do that.
No.
Mawai, a free agent pickup in the offseason from Seattle. Not only is he good, he's durable. Missed just 5 snaps for the Seahawks last year. He has been dominant for this Jets offensive line. Curtis Martin in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Martin with the cutback. He finds and fights his way up inside the 25-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yeah, you're talking about Mawai there. If you're going to be a center in this league, and if you're going to be hard, then you have to have the tattoos. And he's got the tattoos going on the arm there on the left side. See right there? Yeah. He's got the thick band. He's got that going. I like the barbed wire one. You're talking about getting that barbed wire action.
I don't know about that. I got you pegged as a barbed wire guy. 2nd and 4. And there's movement. Keyshawn Johnson and Wayne Corbett did a little stutter step before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 19, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's Keyshawn. Right here. You know, they say whenever receivers do that, one of two things. The ball is either going to be thrown to them on that play, or they had to block somebody bigger than they are. They get a little nervous, in other words.
The nervousness cost the Jets 5 yards. 2nd down and 9. Johnson and Byers in the backfield. 3 wide receivers in the set. This will be Johnson. Johnson finds room up the middle. Oh, he spit it up. Big hit, but Corbett covers it. Jets football.
Damian Richardson came down and just stoned Johnson, and the ball comes out. Corbett rolling around there gets the ball.
And that'll bring us to our 2-minute warning. The Jets are on the move. They have a 19-7 lead over the Carolina Panthers. That last play did not count. The officials say that the clock hit the 2-minute warning before Vinny Testaverde got the snap off, so they're going to move it on back, and it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Jets from just inside the 30-yard line. And Bill Parcells, he's not quite buying into it.
Right, he's giving an earful there. And he really would be given an earful had he not recovered the ball.
Yeah, they're once again saying the clock should have been down to 2 minutes, and the snap should not have taken place. So the play is for naught, and the Jets still alive here with 2 minutes left in the first half, leading 19-7 over Carolina. Kevin Green getting some helmet adjustments during the timeout as the officials are still trying to explain it to Bill Parcells. Coming up, it's the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league. Plus, you can get up to the minute stats with the Fox Sports ticker. That's all coming up on the Visa halftime report. The AFC East is log jammed, if you will, at the top. 3 teams with identical 7-4 records. Buffalo will take on New England. They're just a game back at 6-5. You see Miami coming up later against New Orleans right here on Fox. 2nd and 9, and we're all set to
We'll get back into it.
Yeah, let's get back into it.
Get back into it.
Testaverde dumps it over to Corbett over the middle. Brady locks him up at the 24.
Brady, they got a nice matchup there, and that's helped the Jets too. When they spread things out, it really dictates to the offense, to the defense, what you have to do and how you're going to play. You spread your offense out, they got to either bring a linebacker over or a safety down to cover a wide receiver. Now you really hurt yourself in the run game, and I think that's why the Jets have been able to gash the Panthers in some run areas.
You see the clock winding down inside 1:25 as the Jets have 3 timeouts left, and it looks like Vinny Testaverde is going to burn one of those. They let the play clock wind down to 0, and the Jets do indeed take that first timeout. Coming up next on Fox, the Eagles take on the Packers. Some of you will see the Redskins and the Raiders, and the Saints and the Dolphins, except, of course, for those of you in the New York viewing area. You will not get a doubleheader today, but it's going to be a good one. Brett Favre, the Packers trying to keep pace in the NFC Central. It's pretty much over with the way the Vikings have come out, but Packers looking for a wild card spot.
Yeah, and Bill Parcells is right. He feels that they're going to have 10 to get in this thing. Okay, and depending on what they do, because they only have 1 divisional loss, they get a win today, a win next week against Seattle, they could be in very good position to win a division, because now they get a shot at playing Buffalo and Miami. The only thing that's bad about that, they got to both play them away.
And we'll get back to the action again. Vinny Testaverde, 6 of 6 for 74 yards in this quarter. He faces a 3rd and 2. He calls another timeout, but the flag comes out.
If I'm Vinny Testaverde, I keep my helmet on when I go to the sideline to see that man right now. Because he burned that earlier when he was not happy.
Play game. Offense.
Actually, he did not get the
5-yard
timeout
penalty.
in time. It's a
Third down.
5-yard delay of game penalty against the Jets. And that's terrible when you can't.
Well, they're trying to, wait a minute. They're trying to yell that he called timeout. That's Foley out there.
The penalty will stand. And the play clock is moving. It's down to 20 seconds. Testaverde's going to have to hurry again. So now it's 3rd and 7.
Carolina getting their nickel people on the field.
Deshaun Johnson over the middle for a first down. Stays alive down to the 15-yard line. Pickup of 12.
It's amazing that that play came off for both sides. It's amazing that it comes off for the Jets because they're late getting back on the field. And then Carolina barely gets their DBs on the field. Right here, they're just going to run a quick slant. And the safety's up here. Nobody's in this seam area. You can see Richardson coming at the last minute. But just clearly, the Panthers defense is not on the same page, not communicating well. I think that's something indicative of what's gone on all season.
1st and 10, Testaverde whips it outside to his tight end, Brady. Brady will get out of bounds at the 10. Going back to that situation, Ron, you can't use 2 consecutive timeouts. And so whether or not he got that timeout called prior to the play clock or not, it's still going to be a delay of game against the Jets. So they do save the timeout. They have 2 remaining with 31 seconds left. 2nd and 5 from the Panther 10-yard line. Brady in motion. Martin will follow him up inside, spin his way down to the 8-yard line.
They're going to burn another one.
2nd timeout taken by New York. Bill Parcells studying his card, his sheet down there, looking for some magic.
Yeah, and the magic he wants is to get this ball in the end zone. And, you know, he talked about that payoff to go down last week against Tennessee and not get anything more than 3 points after the first couple of drives. That left a sour taste in his mouth. You know, we got to be able to make the drive pay off for us. Sooner or later, you're going to get in trouble just kicking field goals.
3rd penetration by the Jets into the red zone of Carolina. The first 2 yielded 2 field goals. Their lone touchdown came on the 60-yard blast from Curtis Martin. Panthers switching up late. 3rd down and 3. Testaverde with 2 tight ends in the game, 3 backs. This will be Byers in motion. This will be Byers. He'll be out of bounds, incomplete, bringing up 4th down.
Byers joked the other day about having those size 15
That's
feet.
right.
Yeah, he takes those baby steps where a guy that's 250 watching him take those steps is funny, but I don't think if size 17 he would have got him in. Would have had the first, but I don't think he was going to make that.
John Hall, 2 for 2 on the day, will attempt from 26 yards. John Kidd, the punter, is the holder. Snap to hold the kick, and it is good. And the New York Jets take a 22-7 lead over the Carolina Panthers with 17 seconds left in the first half. Let's take it back to the long touchdown run by Curtis Martin, the 2nd longest in his career, a 60-yarder.
Yeah, you had some good blocking on this play, but then it all became Curtis Martin. And I thought that, you know, we talked about that angle by Alexander right there. You know, when it all fails and breaks down up front, your safety has to make that tackle. And it's not going to be pretty, but somehow he's got to bring him down. And Greg Lloyd there, he's got to make that tackle.
Curtis Martin keeps it alive into the end zone.
Hey, Gene.
That last drive by New York, an 11-play drive, 47 yards, ate up 5 minutes and 13 seconds.
And you know, Curtis Martin is getting a bigger run play every week. You know, before last week, he didn't have a real long run, and then last week he had a 31-yarder, and then now, you know, he's got that.
And there's always seems to be some kind of knock on Curtis Martin, and he always seems to answer that.
You're right. You know, coming into the season, and I think what Bill Parcells is true. You know, Curtis is a very simple guy. You know, keeps to himself a lot, very quiet. It was difficult coming from New England down here and playing. You know, he's not the kind of guy that likes to switch allegiances like that.
Hall bounces it to Michael Bates. Bates, as another flag is down, gets up to the 29-yard line. A 26-yard return for Bates. But it is holding against the Carolina Panthers, their third return special teams penalty of the day. And they just have not been able to get field position in large part because of those penalties.
Holding, number 40, during the return. That'll be a 10-yard penalty.
Lloyd.
First down.
Let's go back to that 2-minute warning. And you can watch the clock as the play. This play will not count, or did not count.
Yeah,
as Testaverde didn't get it off before the clock wound down under 2.
You're right, it's up. This had never been a play.
But time runs out in the first half. The Carolina Panthers, not the start they wanted. The Jets flying high. They have a 22-7 lead. And really, you talked about the crowd starting to get into it for the Jets, and with the quick start, and we have really seen that today.
Yeah, we knew that if the Jets came out, especially if they could get the big play and they got it with Curtis Martin, the crowd would be into it. And I think it took Carolina back a little bit. The Jets had a little bit of a lull there, especially driving down and having to not get the touchdown, get the field goal.
That's the end of the first half. The score, the Jets 22, the Panthers 7. Stick around. The Visa halftime report will be up next.
Here it's